Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
It's been a little bit of a chaotic start to the morning.
Yeah.
My own fault, kind of. So I guess I'm just going to make a quick little disclaimer that we have an escape artist dog. And he's ventured out on an adventure this morning. And so if I get a call that somebody in our neighborhood found him, I'm just going to make a quick pause to say, thank you for finding Lucky. He does it all the time. He's fine. He's fine. Yeah. Right? Okay. Anyways, on top of dogs running away, the start of our summer break has already been like, wow.
It's like 3 days in?
Yeah, 3 days in. Can I tell you how Penn makes waffles?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I thought it was pretty self-explanatory.
Right.
He's like, at the stage where he wants to be kind of independent and knows how to do things. And so he wanted a waffle. All the things, yeah. He wanted a waffle. And so my thought was, well, I'll be the responsible adult and plug in the toaster and start the toaster. Yeah. But I had to get back to my office to keep working. And so I set out the butter with a butter knife and syrup and said, here you go. You can put butter and syrup on your own waffle. Okay. Thinking that would be fine.
Sure.
Well, all of a sudden I hear Penn go, that was fast. And I just thought, okay, whatever. And he was like, I was like, what happened? And he goes, well, while I was putting the butter on the waffle, it popped up. And I'm like, were you putting butter on the waffle in the toaster? He goes, yeah, you told me to put butter on it. I was like, I meant after it was done cooking.
Right.
I'm just glad it popped up before he decided to pour syrup in the toaster.
Totally.
But also, here's part of the story that you don't know. Is that like 30 minutes later, I went out to the kitchen and the entire line down our counter and where the coffee machine is and stuff, there was no power. He totally tripped the breaker doing it.
That's
so
funny.
Then I learned how to reset a breaker. I've never had to do that in my life.
That's funny.
Yeah. So I'm like 3 days in and he's already stuck a knife into the toaster and triggered the breaker. And yeah.
Well, I'm glad you didn't get shocked.
Me too.
I mean, I don't know if that's possible. That's just what I think of because it's a very movie cartoon thing.
Well, yeah, me too. And I even asked him, I'm like, are you okay? Like, did anything happen? He goes, yeah, it just popped up really fast. So we had the life lesson of don't stick knives into toasters, Penn.
Yeah. Also, having kids, I think makes you realize to us what comes so naturally because... Well, either we've learned it so long ago or it seems like duh, but it's not duh. Right. Because we know because we're older and wiser, but it's just like, because sometimes I'll explain something or ask Jack to do something and it's like, oh, I guess you wouldn't have any reason to know how to do that or whatever.
So I've got to break the whole thing down for you. Yeah, so that was fun.
That's funny.
But I thought that was just a good point for moving into summer and how we juggle being moms in the summertime with kids home more, and we're also trying to run and do all the things.
Yeah.
So should we get into it?
Well, let's do it.
Okay. This is Run in Her Shoes podcast with Amber
and Robyn,
where we talk about balancing life, work, and running.
As busy moms juggling life, we want to provide a community where we encourage taking time for your mental and physical health on your running journey.
Join us weekly as we talk about our favorite races, gear, and goals as amateur runners, 1 mile at a time. Okay, well, the weather's finally getting hotter.
I know, finally.
Which is what we asked for.
I know.
But then I also run in the heat, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what was I thinking? But the days are longer. I feel like my kids are already louder.
Yeah.
So, a few tips or thoughts that we've had for juggling life and summer running. Morning runs. This is going to be my goal Because I don't have to get the kids up and ready for school in the morning.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not on their timeline. Like, my goal is to do more morning runs.
Nice.
And then it's like, I can check it off my list. It's usually cooler weather, the wind, the thunderstorms haven't rolled in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does it help you not to have to get Jack up so early to run in the mornings now, or?
Yeah. So it's funny looking back last year when I started running, I was running like mostly in the mornings. And now I'm like, why and how was I so motivated to get up so early? Because it's so hard. But I think just it's a totally different season of my life than it was a year ago.
Right.
So, but yeah. So now that summer is here, school is out, and Boys and Girls Club opens later.
I know.
Means that, yes, I have like, I don't have to get up at like 4:45.
Yeah.
I can get up a little bit later. Yeah.
And it's so much easier for me to get up early in the summertime.
Yeah.
Because the sun is up. Like 6 o'clock is like, oh yeah, it's great. Let's start the day. Yeah. Totally.
Are your boys up early? Or are they good sleeper inners?
Penn is a great sleeper inner.
Nice. Yeah.
Like the other day, he actually slept till 9 and I had to wake him up.
Oh.
Like, honey, we need to get going for the day. And Jeremiah, no matter how late he stays up, he'll wake up at like 6:30 every day. Even with school.
Yeah.
What does Jack do?
Jack's sleeping, like if I get to sleep until like 7:30, it's like, oh, this was so nice. Yeah. But like this morning, he was up at like 6:30. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's nice they're at an age now where they're more independent. Like, Jared will get himself his own cereal and, like, find a show on the TV to watch quietly while, like, if we're still sleeping or, like, Penn's still sleeping, he can be quiet and do his own thing, which is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then also, if you can't beat them, join them. I mean, you need to get your run in. It's nicer. I mean, Jack can ride his bike next to me or, like, whatever. He's once asked to go on a run.
Yeah?
I hate it. Because it's my thing.
Right.
And I was getting ready to go out the door the other day, and he was like, I want to go on a run with you. And I was just like, no, the point is that you're not there.
I know. Like, sometimes it's cute when I trained with the boys because they wanted to do the race for their school.
Right, yeah, that's different.
That were the things. It was like something we could do together, but it was still like a lot of complaints during it.
Yeah.
You know, like,
which is funny. It's like, you wanted to do this.
Yeah, exactly. And like Jeremiah wanted to run super fast. He just wanted to sprint and empty the gas tank. And so after like a quarter of a mile, he's like, I'm so tired. And I'm like, yeah, you just went like at your 10 out of 10 speed, buddy. That's not sustainable. And then Penn would be like, my feet hurt. And then one time he told me, I'm just so hungry that my feet hurt. And I was like, how are those things connected?
Yeah. I don't know. Jesse tells Jack that his stomach goes down into his like legs.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, I think it's like you have a, like, keep eating. You have a really big stomach. I don't know. I think it's a way to get him to clear his plate.
Yeah.
I don't know. But so maybe it's actually true. Maybe. And his like stomach,
like the hip bones connected to the whatever. Yeah. So Penn said he never wants to run a 5K again. He's good. He said it. I've checked that off my list.
Yeah.
And Jared said he'll consider it. But I mean, the riding the bike thing next to you.
Yeah. It's
easier, I think, because I can run at like my own pace, and like they kind of do a double back because they ride ahead of me and come back.
Yeah.
Yeah. But also, like, if your kids have scheduled activities like camps or sports practices, that's maybe a good time where you can go get your run in where they're being watched by somebody else.
Yeah.
Somebody else. And you can go get that done while they're in their own activity.
Yeah. Well, your kids climbing the chain link fence.
At practice last night.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happened. I was not there. I was on a run. And I come back to find that my kid has scaled the chain link, like, batting cage tall.
Yeah.
Not 6 foot. It's probably like, I don't know. I'm bad at measurements.
Yeah.
15 feet, 20 feet.
I mean, he was at least 12 feet up in the air. Yeah. And I'm watching Jack, and I hear somebody like, whose kid is that? And I'm like, what? And then look up, and there's Penn up there. And I'm like, get down right now. And he like looked at me like,
what's the big deal, Aunt Robyn?
Yeah. And I'm like, Penn, get down. And he got halfway and he gave me this look like I'm not, like almost like I'm stuck kind of a look, or I don't. And I said, you better figure it out.
Yeah. You got yourself up there, boy.
Well, and there's no way that I'm getting my adult shoes in those little slots.
Yeah, no, you can't climb up that.
So it's like, you gotta figure it out, buddy. So
or we gotta call the fire department.
Yeah.
So I guess take that with a grain of salt to run while somebody else is watching your kids.
Yes. Yeah. So if morning runs aren't quite your thing, you also have nighttime runs. We've got longer days now. Yeah. So get in that. I like night runs I like morning runs because it gets me like revved up for the day. Yeah. It feels good. But I also like a nighttime run because it's like that little time for me. Again, even if it's just like a 30-minute. Yeah. It's that me time.
Just decompress after the long, crazy, hectic day you just had.
Exactly. And it's probably cooler, but not like you're not in the blazing heat. Right. So hopefully either one is a little bit cooler. Mm-hmm. And then also for morning or night, just make sure you're still being like safe. If you're night and it's close to sunset, just make sure everyone can see you.
Safety first.
Yes.
For sure. Yes. And then just also on top of that, I stink at remembering to put on sunscreen.
Oh my God.
But I really need to just like make that part of my routine. Yeah. Remember my sunscreen, like wearing the right gear, like layers or less layers or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then bringing water with you. So like last night I thought like, I'm just going to do like a quick 4-mile run. No big deal. I don't need to have a vest or anything with me. I got back and was like, oh my gosh, that was such a hot run. Mm-hmm. I wish I would have had water with me. So I might look into one of like those handheld water bottles and just see how that goes, because I was wishing I had water around like mile 2 in 65-degree heat. Yeah. It's a good idea.
Yeah. Yes, I also suck at sunscreen. Well, it was funny. We both packed it for Moab and then got to the race and was like, I totally forgot. We both forgot to put it on. Yeah. And then when I took the boys for lunch in park that one day, I didn't even think about it because it was breezy. It was still warm enough that the wind didn't bother anybody, so everyone was fine still playing. Yeah. And I was sitting on this picnic table knitting, didn't even think about it. By the end of the night, my arms were red. Oh, no. So red. But because I was knitting and my arms were bent because I was, knitting, I had this like weird triangle in my like elbow.
The crook of your arm.
Yeah, where that got no sun. And it was just like a very distinct line.
So anytime you're like, am I forgetting anything? You can just look at your awesome starting tan line.
Exactly.
Like, oh yeah, maybe I should do sunscreen.
Yeah. It's great.
It's awesome. Yeah. And then like good sleep, I feel like makes all the difference too. Yeah. For your mindset, for your running. Like it's hard though, because I feel like I stay up later in the summer and then I wake up earlier. Yeah. So, I don't know. Just plan out your sleep for good runs. Yes. Yeah. Well, do you have any like great go-to snacks or hacks for summertime? Just like in general as a mom?
I mean, I think like probably as we go through this, everyone will be like nodding along. We all have found those things, but Jack really likes to make, those little, you can get those little popsicle, molds from the store,
homemade ones.
Yeah. So like even like, juice, like a Sprite and juice and, you know, so yeah, I think popsicles are always fun in the summer.
Yeah, we live off of a fair amount of popsicles. I don't make my own though, so good for you. I haven't found the time to do that. But yeah, even like the first day, it was like 65 here. It wasn't even that hot.
Yeah.
And I'm not even sure if it had gotten that hot yet. The boys were outside playing for like 30 minutes. It's 10 a.m. and they come in and ask for a popsicle because it's just so hot outside. I'm like, maybe after lunch. We can't start opening up popsicles at 10 a.m. on day one of summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that and a lot of fruit gets eaten at our house in the summertime.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, chore charts for my kids kind of help. Like you can have a popsicle after you've played outside and completed your chore charts.
That's nice of you. I feel like, I don't know how many times we've like started a chore chart for Jack, or even like, you know, because he'll be 9 soon. And you know, and so like he wants to like earn a little bit of money or like whatever, and it's like, well, you can help out with these things and you can get like however much a week, you know, if you've like put in an effort and helped out.
Yeah,
I probably owe him. Well, and the fact that like, so, you know, we just have Jack. It's only, you know, we only have one. So it's like after dinner, one of the things was like, you get to clear the table. But I think we're just so used to taking our stuff to the sink.
Yeah.
That when we kind of were like, okay, you can start doing this, there's like never any dishes for him to put away.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And sometimes I feel like emptying the dishwasher, some things are so high that he can't do it. Or it's like this thing goes under this thing in the back of this thing that it's like, I don't know. Sometimes I just feel like it's easier if I do it.
Right. Yeah, like let me just get it done quicker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had the boys unload the dishwasher a few times and then I can't find stuff. And then like I'm looking for something else and I find something in a random drawer and I'm like, oh yeah, they put that away.
Yeah.
Ooh, I mean, there could be worse things to do, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah. Summer, we try and be more of a stickler on chore charts. Jeremiah actually wrote his own out the other night because we have a dry erase board. And so he made up his own chores and made up his own reward of 20 minutes of Nintendo time after he does all of his chore charts.
Oh.
Yep. And he wrote out pens as well. So he was really helpful. So he keeps us on track, luckily.
Yeah, that's funny. Well, and like one of the things we were having Jack do was like feed the dogs. But I'm the first one up.
And they're hungry.
With the dogs. So it's like I feed the dogs. I'm not going to make the dogs wait.
Until he wakes up.
Yeah. And so it just feels like we're doing most of the stuff. I don't know. Maybe we just need to pick the right chores.
I know. Ours are like, well, Jeremiah has to pick up dog poop. Pen has to wipe down the counters.
Yeah.
Pen waters the outside flowers.
That's nice.
You know, so there's like a few different ones. Jeremiah takes out the trash.
Oh.
So that, I mean, there's some options. But yeah, it's nothing super strict.
We will offer Jack good money to pick up poop or even to help me pick up poop. And he's like, I don't want $20. And it's just like, what? Like,
so I wish somebody paid me $20 to clean up my dog's poop. Shoot. The other goal, though, that we have for the boys this year is like being better about making the time to read like on a regular basis, just so that they're ready. Because I will read to them at nighttime, but I'm like, no, they need to keep reading to me. So that's also one of my other goals I'm putting out there for this summer.
Nice. Yeah. Jack came home because, you know, they always do the trip to the library at the end of the year. So he already was like, we got to sign up for the summer reading program. And I was like, okay.
Yeah. Jeremiah's like, because the top prize is a Lego set. And I was like, Dad said no more Legos. Yeah. You have plenty. So find another prize.
That's funny.
Yeah.
And then what do you guys have different? Because we have a school bedtime, but then there's like a weekend bedtime. So he gets to stay up like a little bit later on like Friday, Saturday nights. And now we're into summer. So now his like Friday, Saturday bedtime is just like all the time bedtime.
Yeah. So are you pretty strict with that?
I mean, yes. If we're like in the middle of a movie and it's Friday night and no one has to be up early, then it's like, let's finish the movie, like whatever, like make it a treat type of a thing.
Right.
But I think we're pretty good. And then I started this new rule because I don't know why, but putting away folded laundry that I have washed and dried and folded seems to rock Jack's world. Oh. Like, somehow that's like the worst thing he's ever had to do. Oh. So we get a lot of like groans and like, you know. So as the day's winding down, if I ask him to do something and I get like but why? It knocks his bedtime 10 minutes earlier.
Oh. Yeah. Okay. Kind of motivate him that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess for us, because we make them put away laundry too, but they race.
Oh, nice.
But then the clothes don't get put away super nicely either.
Sure.
So I'm like, pick your evil.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Exactly.
I'm not the one putting it away.
I know. If I had it to do all over again, I think I would just have like a shelf with those like cube things and just, I don't care about folding, just throw your effing clothes in there.
Yeah, it's not going to get super wrinkly.
Well, I'm like, who cares?
Yeah.
And I feel like if it was nice, I'd throw it in the dryer. You know, picture day, let's throw it in the dryer, get the wrinkles out. But
otherwise, pick your battles.
Yeah,
definitely.
Exactly.
We are a little bit looser with bedtime in the summer. Because, if you're watching a movie or like lately, the boys have been staying up late to watch the Rockies play. And I mean, when they play in California, it's really late here. But the boys want to see it and John's enjoying it. And I'm like, okay. I guess whatever. Yeah. Maybe that's why Penn's sleeping till 9. But it's not affecting Jeremiah at all. It's kind of funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Gotta love it. But the other thing I think of for summer, like with that, is have you heard of like the let them mentality?
Like, maybe not specifically in those terms, but
yeah, like if it rained the night before and there's a huge mud puddle, whatever. Yeah. Go play in the mud. Like, I'll deal with the laundry later. I'm not going to say no to that or, like, whatever. If you want to go get soaking wet playing squirt guns, have at it. Like, just go, enjoy, be a kid. Yeah. And I'm trying not to let, like, the super muddy, dirty clothes or whatever, like, get to me. Like, I'm just trying to let them enjoy. Yeah. You know?
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. So, yeah. I just think it's fun. We're making memories. It's all good. So, well, moving on, though, to more running stuff, getting back into that, we have the Boulder Boulder coming up. Yes. By the time this episode airs, like, we will have already raced, but in real time, it's just a few days away. I'm so excited about. And the more I'm looking into Boulder, the more excited I am to be there. Yeah. Like, I think I've said before, I went there when I was very little, but, like, I didn't explore the town. I don't know. So now that I'm older, I'm looking forward to, like, what the city has to offer.
Yeah. I'm glad we're going early.
Me too. Yeah. It's going to be a fun girls' weekend. Mom's going to go with us, too. So you get to sign up. Well, you signed up later. Because we weren't sure what your Memorial Day weekend plans were going to be.
Yes. So I signed up later, and I will say something I really like about this like race setup or whatever is one, the sign up was super easy. I honestly felt like, was I missing something or whatever? Yeah. Very well organized for like this huge event. Yeah. But I mean, yeah, as it got closer, I kept thinking, like, well, if I sign up now, like, my packet should be here in time. And then by the time I actually did sign up, it was like, do I even have time for my packet to show up? Because there was no, like, you have to sign up by this day. Right. And so they just made it really easy, and now I can pick up my packet downtown when we show up on Sunday.
Yeah. And that will be perfect because then we can, like, get a feel for the area. And, like, I'm a little nervous about, like, the spectator part of it because Mom's going, she's not racing. So, like, I have questions, like, can she go into Folsom Field and just wait? Do you need a ticket? Like, how does this happen? Does she walk in with us? Right. I don't know. So it'll be nice to have the people there to be able to talk to tomorrow at bib pickup.
And I already got a confirmation that my packet's ready to be picked up.
Oh, sweet.
So that's nice, too, that it was... I very much was like, okay, I guess I'll just show up at this address and I guess they'll have it. But I already got an email saying that my packet's there and ready.
That's so helpful. Yeah. So here's my thoughts for the day because we're going to pick up your packet. Yes. Which is going to be on Pearl Street. Yes. And I think when I first said this, you were like, what's that?
I know. Well, you said it with such confidence that it was like, I feel like I should know what this is.
Okay. Well, as a non-Colorado native, it's okay. Yeah. But I think if you live around the area, you just know what Pearl Street is. So it is like their hub for dining and arts and shopping, people watching. It's paved with red bricks. Okay. And it's pedestrian only. And it has over 1,000 businesses on this mall, like outdoor mall thing. And most of the businesses are all locally owned. Nice. So I'm like, should we have left earlier, like a day earlier?
I was going to say, should we go tonight?
Yeah. Change of plans. Yeah. But in 2010, Boulder was named America's foodiest town by something called Bon Appetit. I don't know if it's a magazine or whatever, but it was like a great honor to be named that. But it sounds like you can't go wrong with any dining options that we decided to choose there. And I was like, okay, well, what are some of like the must-sees that we need to go to? Yeah. Here's what I came up with. Okay. There's something called the Dushanbe Tea House. I think I pronounced that right or wrong. I don't know. But it's a gift from Boulder's sister city, is what they said, in Dushanbe, Kazakhstan. Okay. And it's a handcrafted masterpiece sent halfway around the world to dazzle Coloradans with its stunning hand-carved mosaics and endless tea options. Not to mention, they also offer delightful lunch, dinner, and desserts. Nice. So I don't know what this means because it's handcrafted. Like, is the building handcrafted? Is the... I don't know, but I know how much you love tea. And I thought checking out this really cool tea house would be cool. There's also an art mart that's got like a lot of Colorado-themed souvenirs.
What's an art mart?
Well, it's the name of the store. It's called Art Mart. Okay. And I mean, I'm a sucker for like a good Boulder type souvenir, like when in Rome, get the right things. Yeah. Okay, I'm glad you're sitting down because there's also a Boulder bookstore. That's the name of it, Boulder Bookstore. Perfect. But
what do they sell?
Books. Oh. Yes, shocking. Yeah. But they've been around since 1973 and it's 3 stories.
That's cool.
So we're going to spend a lot of time in this bookstore. Then there's this place called Into the Wild it's like a kite shop. But then it also has like other type, like gifty type things and like puzzles, and it said colorful curiosities.
Oh, nice.
And then there's a place called Peppercorn that says it's got home goods with a lot of kitchen gadgets, which they made sure to specify hard to find kitchen gadgets. Oh. Yes, and then also luxurious linens, glassware, and cookbooks. Nice. And then lastly, pedestrian shops. Okay. It's Pearl Street's shoe mainstay for more than 40 years. So, shoe shopping. Nice. Yeah. Then also, we've got to check out the flat irons. Yes. So I did a little bit of digging about these. Have you heard of them?
Just more recently.
Okay. I've seen pictures of them. I don't remember seeing them in person or anything, but they're like these slanted, like reddish, brownish looking rocks, right? Okay. And I thought, like, flat irons, how did they get their name? This is interesting. Okay. In the early 1900s, when pioneer women were coming through the area and saw them, they thought they looked like the flat metal irons used to iron their clothes. Sure. And the name's flat irons stuck. So ladies named them. Yep. There's 5 of them. Collectively, all of them are called the flat irons. But then they're also, like, some of them have specific names, like Seal. Sure. Devil's Thumb. The Flying Flat Iron. Yeah. And the Matron.
I mean, all good names.
All good names. So I'm curious when we see them in person if we'll be like, yes, the Devil's Thumb.
Right.
Obviously, it is that
Obviously.
One. But there's also one of them, the third one, which must be in the middle, is my thought. So we should be able to see it. There's huge letters CU painted on one for University of Colorado, which is one of the major universities that's there in Boulder. So, that was painted by 2 CU freshmen in 1949, and the letters are still up there.
Nice.
Yeah. But I hope you're up for, like, a little hike. Maybe when we get there, stretch our legs. Yeah. There's a ton of different trails in the area. Some of them are way more intense than others. but there's like a 2-mile Flatiron Loop trail that I thought we could check out. It doesn't sound too bad. So that one kind of goes through like the bottom of the Flatirons and you're looking up.
Oh, cool.
I don't think we're going to have time to check out a 3-story bookstore and do a major hike of the Flatirons. But people also climb them. Oh. I'm good with that. No.
But like they just climb on them, or like it's like legit rock climbing?
Like legit rock climbing. Like I think they have ropes and harnesses.
Oh, okay.
All the things.
Gotcha.
I don't want to get into that. That scares me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's also this park. I have no idea how to say it. I'm guessing the locals do. Chautauqua? I don't know. Park that people like to sit at, like have a picnic, and then you can people watch all the people heading up to go up to the Flatirons. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah. But if you haven't caught episode 3 early on in our podcast days where we first researched the Boulder Boulder.
It was that long ago?
It was that long ago.
That's crazy.
Yeah. You guys can go listen to that one and we break down like the whole story, the backstory of the Boulder Boulder.
Yeah. Question. Yeah. Is it just a 10K? Someone asked me if I was doing the half marathon. And I was like, no, I don't think there is one.
Not for the Boulder Boulder.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. The Boulder Boulder is just a 10. And I don't mean just a 10K. I mean, they only offer a 10K for this one.
That's what I thought.
Yes. But good question, because maybe they were thinking about Boulderthon.
Oh.
Which is in the fall.
Okay.
In September.
Okay.
After the Cirque series.
Gotcha.
So it's like, it's actually like around my birthday weekend. So like late September is the Boulderthon, and that's where they offer a 5K, 10K, half marathon, and full marathon.
Gotcha.
So all 4 of those are offered for what they call the Boulderthon, and all of the courses are set like against the Flatiron. So like you'll be able to see that. It's very popular. I guess they get runners from all 50 states. Mm-hmm. At least 15 countries to date that come to race this. And it's one of the most popular, like it's in the top 5 marathons in the country.
Crazy.
Mm-hmm. So it's pretty big. There's opportunities to run for charity that benefits the American Cancer Society. So you can get your race entry for half off if you raise, I think it's $300, and then you can get your race entry for free if you raise $800.
Yeah, sure.
So, I mean, if you want that opportunity to fundraise for the American Cancer Society, you can get your race entry for free.
Gotcha.
Or you can pay like the $170.
Right. I was really confused.
I'm just saying, races can be expensive.
Sure.
So if you wanted to like fundraise, you could save money, help people.
I suppose, yeah.
You could also just save up your own money.
Right.
And pay your entry fee. Yeah. But I was looking at their website, and there was this really great quote that just kind of describes the setting of the Boulderthon really well. So it's quoted as saying, racing in Boulder, Colorado should be on every runner's bucket list, and the Boulderthon half marathon might be the perfect way to cross it off. This gives you a true sense of Colorado's scenic beauty as you run along the back roads, the foothills of the Flatirons, and into downtown Boulder to finish on the historic Pearl Street Mall. Veteran runners have touted this as one of the best race events of their lives. It has all the amenities of a big race, like gear check, pace groups, plentiful aid stations, with the charm and attention to detail of a small race. Plus, it's a downhill finish.
I love that.
I love that. So, think about that if you want to add that one on and celebrate like a birthday.
I'm just already thinking, whatever we don't get to, like shops, this trip, then we plan properly for next time.
Yeah. And you know what? One of my friends texted me and was like, have fun in Boulder. If you feel like finding the JonBenet Ramsey house and taking a picture, let me know.
Oh.
So that might be like one of the things we have to check out.
Yeah.
Would that be creepy?
I don't know if it's creepy. I just feel like, isn't it just a house? It's not haunted.
Yeah.
It's not big and glamorous, and is it big? They were kind of wealthy,
They were kind of wealthy. I mean, it might be interesting just to see the area.
Like the area. Yeah. Yeah. Huh. Okay. Maybe a drive-by.
Okay. Something to think of. Yeah. A drive-by picture shooting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. All right. I have some fast facts for you. Do you have any dog updates?
The only dog update is the house that he normally runs to. She says they haven't seen him yet.
Okay.
So I'm just going to let her know. Thank you. And he's not home yet.
Oh.
Yeah. He's out.
I hope he's having the time of his life.
I hope he is
that little
too.
Sucker.
Okay. Okay, but I'm ready for fast facts.
I know.
While we wait for Lucky's arrival.
Speaking about Lucky.
Okay.
Do you believe in reincarnation?
That's a great question. I mean, the older I've gotten, the more open to like woo-woo subjects I am.
Yeah.
And there's a show on Netflix, I wish I could remember the name of it, but it breaks down like different phenomena.
Okay.
And one of them was reincarnation.
Mm-hmm.
And there was like this 4-year-old that was talking about some former life as a Hollywood star and like was recognizing these pictures. Like you would have to watch it because to explain it, I feel like you could explain away some of the coincidences. Yeah. But stuff like that makes you think. Mm-hmm. And if I don't like full-heartedly believe in reincarnation, I do believe in like at least family characteristics being passed down. There's a lot of things my kids do that like stops me in my tracks and I'm like, wow, that was grandma.
Yes.
That's what I believe in.
I can't remember what it was. Jack said a word the other day and Jesse had him repeat it. Mm-hmm. And he said, that's grandma. Like your guys' grandma. Uh-huh. Like the way he hit like a letter sound really hard in this word. He was like, that was totally...
Jack says burrito.
Yes,
like Grandma
that's what
Ogden.
it was.
I've always noticed how he says burrito.
Yes.
Just like Grandma did. Yeah.
That's funny.
That's what I believe.
Yeah.
What do you believe?
I want to... Like, I don't think it's something that's, like, bad to believe in. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's very, like, harmless.
Sure.
And great. But I just feel like with this promise of another life, would I live this one fully? You know what I mean? Like, if I'm just going to come back again, like, would I live this one the best I can?
Oh, yeah. That's an interesting mindset. Sure.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
Not, so, like... No is my short answer, you know, but I'm not like anything like we'll keep going into. I'm not closed off to anything.
Okay. Interesting.
You know? Yeah. What is your go-to ice cream flavor?
All of them.
Right? Yeah.
But honestly, I'm a real sucker for anything Ben & Jerry's that has good fudgy flavor to it. Like if it's got ooey gooey morsels and fudge. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's yours?
I like a good chocolate chip cookie dough.
Yep.
And especially if a place it's handmade.
Oh, so good.
Ice cream, then it's like I might go something for a little more like indulgent, like a cookie dough or something.
Yeah.
And I know it's not technically ice cream, but I also like sherbet.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Summertime. Oh my gosh, I eat so much ice cream.
Oh, goodness. Do you read your horoscope?
I used to when I was younger.
Yeah.
I don't like seek it out now, but there's just so many sources now these days that you could read 10 different horoscopes and they would likely one of them would match up with what you're doing.
Right.
So, yeah, it's not, I don't now.
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah, I don't seek it out. But we get, it's not the Mountain Mail, it's that other paper that Chaffee County.
Like the Chaffee County Times, maybe?
Maybe, I don't know. So if it's like laid out, sometimes I'll read the horoscope, you know, but nothing, like I don't seek it out.
Yeah. I do, however, believe in like, I'm a Libra and every
like the traits and stuff.
Yes, the traits of Libras, that is me. Everything about it. And I don't know if I took those on because I read that earlier, but like making decisions is one of the hardest things for me to do. Like little decisions. Very indecisive. I weigh my options, that sort of a thing. So I'm very much a Libra, whether it's coincidental or not.
Yeah. I'm also a Libra.
I know, yeah.
When there are options or a question being asked, in my head, it can be the stupidest question. In my head, there's a right answer. And I need to pick that right answer.
But it's hard to get to.
Yeah.
Yeah. And John's a Libra too. So we're just like choosing what to eat for dinner. Lord help us. It is so hard. We'll even be like, boys, what do you think? Because we don't want to make the decision. Our poor kids.
That's funny. I love that. I saw it like on Instagram, but it was like a husband and he was like, guess where I'm taking you for dinner? And she's just like, I don't know where. And he's like, no, guess. Like, you've been talking about it for weeks. And she's just like, the new Thai place? And he's like, exactly. How did you know? Like,
I'm going to have to use that trick on John.
And she's just like, oh my God, I'm so excited. Like,
it's the only way to get true want out. Yeah. Seriously. So funny.
Well, speaking of Instagram, do you believe we'd be better off without social media?
Oh, probably. Totally. I mean, there's pros and cons to it, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's a great place to connect for sources of information, maybe some good. It's fun for entertainment.
Yeah.
But, like, sometimes it is draining.
Yeah.
You know, or you get, like, in the comparison hellhole.
Yeah.
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 If it didn't exist, it'd be fine with me.
Yeah. I honestly, if it just ended one day, I think it would be weird and it would be like an adjustment. And totally honestly. But I think if it never existed, like we'd all be fine.
We would all be fine.
But
probably be better off.
Maybe. I really want to believe though that there's more good than bad.
Yes. And
so I feel like being able to stay connected to like with family that I hardly ever see is like nice.
Yes.
But yeah, it's an interesting.
Yeah. It's such a weird concept, but also I use it as like my memory, like photo album.
Oh yeah.
You know, like I have all my pictures stored there.
Yeah.
So if it went away, I would be like, all my pictures. My phone can
all my running pictures.
All my running pictures.
It's like I never ran a day in my life.
Yeah. That would be sad.
Yeah. I think I already know the answer to that.
Oh, okay. Let's see if you're right.
Do you believe in ghosts?
You know, I mean, it's not something that I think about like on a daily basis that I'm like, oh, there's ghosts here or whatever.
Yeah.
But like we've had a few weird things that I don't know how to explain it otherwise. Yeah. You know, like, okay, I'll tell you like really quick. There was one time and the activity would seem to happen in our house like right after we had babies.
Yeah.
Or like right after we moved.
That.
Like big life changes, you know, like we had in our old house this noise in the middle of the night woke both John and I up. It sounded like somebody was banging on a wall with their fists. Very, very loud. Middle of the night. It was snowing. Like just to like, because we were like, what the heck, who's out there? Like, but we didn't see any footprints, nothing like that. And we both flew out of bed and went, and we had a picture, like a canvas picture hanging up on the wall. And when we went out, it was swaying back and forth. And the second that we went out there, turned the light on, it stopped swaying and dropped right to the ground and stood straight up.
Yeah.
And like didn't fall over. And we were like, wow, that was weird. And that was like shortly after we had Penn, like, you know, like in his time of being a baby. We were like, that was weird. I don't know how else to explain it.
Yeah.
And then when we were dating, we would have we had a old style boombox.
Yeah.
That would just
a boombox.
It was a boombox, like a 5 CD changer boombox with speakers.
Okay.
Did you ever have one of those?
Not that big.
Yes, it was a 5 CD changer, you know, with like the speakers you would have to plug in with the red and black wires. It would randomly just come on, and every time it would come on, it would blare a love song. Every time.
Yeah.
And we're like, that's creepy.
Yeah.
So like, maybe, yes, because some things I just can't explain any other way.
Yeah.
Is that what you thought I was going to say?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I've heard these stories.
Yeah, it's just weird.
Yeah.
Do you?
I mean, like, same thing. It's not something that it's like I'm constantly thinking about how many ghosts might be in our house or like
right,
whatever. and I don't know if I wouldn't want to say ghost necessarily, but I do think that like our loved ones can be near us.
Yeah.
When they need to be, or if we need them to be. So I don't know if that's necessarily ghost or whatever.
Yeah. I'm comforted by that thought.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right.
Those were fun ones.
Good.
Thank you for those. All right. Well, I thought we would wrap this one up with a listener story. This one's from Melissa McSweeney, and we follow each other on Instagram.
Oh. She's
the host of a running podcast called It's Your Fing Journey.
Okay.
Love it. So go check out her podcast. Her Instagram handle, like the bio, when you go look at it, it says she swears like a trucker, so enter at your own risk.
Very good.
So we could be best friends. So her running journey started in 2013 after watching her oldest daughter run her first 5K. So it was her daughter running. And she says she was watching on the sidelines. She was totally sedentary. Like that was her lifestyle. She was a full-time smoker who just had her third baby. And she said like that was her bottom point. And she decided in that moment she was no longer going to sit on the sidelines of her life. And she was going to participate in anything and everything her kids asked her to do. So since that time, she's ran 12 marathons, over 30 half marathons, and she's completed 169 races, running a race in each of the towns of Connecticut.
Nice.
That sounds like a lot of fun. And she says her next goal is a local marathon, like just to keep up on the miles. But her big goal is to run the Berlin Marathon in the fall. And that would be 4 of the 6 world majors for the marathons. And I've looked into that because I'm like, gosh, what do you have to do? And just the process of qualifying for all of them, getting accepted into them, and then finishing them, like that's such a huge accomplishment. So good luck, Melissa, getting into your 4th out of 6 of the world majors. And yeah, I just love that she's active with her kids, which is what we were talking about for the summer, and that she's setting a great example just to stay healthy and active and keep going with your kids. Yeah. So go check out Melissa on Instagram. Go listen to her podcast. It's a good one. And yeah, if you have a running journey you want to share or tips and tricks for running in the summer, you can find us on Instagram, message us there, email us, runinhershoes@runsister.com. And good luck to all you mamas out there this summer. We feel for you.
Yeah.
All right. See you next week. Thanks for listening to Run in Her Shoes. Run in Her Shoes podcast is produced and edited by Amber Linza and Robyn Ogden. It's time to run, sister.